Hello everybody, welcome. I hope you all had a great weekend and I hope you're all having a good day. Today I am working with a kit called Japanese Blossom by Paper Romeo. She is a great friend. She is such a dear. She's a 17-year-old girl from India that I met several months ago, and she asked me to be on her design team. And I couldn't be more honored, especially with a 17-year-old who had such a passion for art and digital design. So I've been trying to think for about 4 days as to exactly what I'm going to do with this kit, because it is so beautiful. And I just didn't want to make a tall, skinny journal. I didn't want to make just, the regular journal. I didn't want to fold the pages, basically. They're just so beautiful. So I'll show you a few of the pages that I have here. And this is one. There's 80 pages. It's 2. And these are the portrait. They're just gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful. These are just a very few of the pages that I had printed. Some of them I'm not even using, but, and then this gorgeous one. Actually, hold on one second, making sure I'm having her here. Yes, okay. So those are some of the pages, just some. I didn't bring them all out. Let me just clip these back together again so I don't lose them, because they are going to be for part of the project. What I have decided to make is going to be a stationery folio. I'm going to have envelopes, stationery, postcards, and a small journal. Okay? And how we're going to, the base is going to be a file folder, which I'll cut down. And it is opened up. It is 15 inches wide by 11 inches tall, okay? But I'm keeping it folded in half. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and don't mind this, it was a misprint. I printed it upside down. But the first thing I'm going to do is cover the spine, because I don't want to ink it, and I don't want anything showing. So what I decided to do, and I wanted it to be kind of round. I wanted to have a round appearance. As you can see, a file folder doesn't have a round appearance, but it will once I put this on and kind of manipulate it. It will have that round appearance, okay? So I'm just going to glue this down, and then I'm going to glue something on top of it. I suppose it doesn't matter. That's the top. Okay, that matters. So I don't really need this much, but that's okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue around my edges. And I just measured the height of the the file folder. So, and I'm trying to think if I'm going to stitch it or not. I probably will, once it's all done, once I get the folio done. And I'm going to do the folio first, and then I'll come back on camera and show you how I'm going to do the rest, because I don't want to do the whole thing on camera in one night. It would take too long. Or in one one video. I am filming this on Sunday, but it probably won't go up until Monday. I just want to make sure that this is tall enough, that I cut it tall enough. I did. Okay. So now I'm just going to glue down this side. I don't want it to glue down real tight because, like I said, I want to give it that round look. More of a round look. I might have cut this too short, so I may have to cut another one, which I have, but let's see. I think it'll be fine. Like I said, I'll end up stitching it probably, the file folder itself, once I get it put together. And I'm going to use my bigger bottle because that might take forever. Well, now I can't because I already glued that down, so I'm going to have to stick this underneath, and I think I just lost my pin. I did. Hold on. Put that up there. So thank you very much for all of your lovely comments on my last video and all of my videos. I am trying so hard to catch up. I have been working and working and working to catch up. I have been probably about 7 hours total time answering everybody's comments. My video on my ephemera book for the collaboration, a lot of people asked for the link for the pockets that I had used. So I really wanted to do that for them. You know, I like to answer questions and help people out. So see how that automatically kind of rounded that. So let me push this down. And after I glue it, what I do is I'll wait until the morning. I'll wait 24 hours, and then I will press it so that I'll make sure it's no bubbles, you know, and nothing. So let me put this aside and grab my glue stick because, wait a minute. Oh, it's right here. Sorry about that. I'm just going to use this glue stick because it's here and I am going to stitch it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run my glue stick. And you can use glue stick, just make sure you use a good strong glue stick. This isn't really very strong. I mean, it's strong. It will hold, but I'm just going to do this. I like it when it's colored like this because you can see it. And I'll do my edges with a stronger glue. And I'm going to go up right to that edge. Make sure everything is covered. And if you do this with anything really, if you give it a good press, you know, after about an hour, you don't have to wait until overnight. It's just that I will be, because this will be my last thing I do for today. If you do press it, it really does reignite the glue and make sure everything sticks well and there's no lift. There's no bubbles or anything. Waiting for my daughter to call. My youngest, Lindsay. So that's why I'm wearing my watch. Because I always stop my video if she calls. The other ones already know I'm videoing because we do FaceTime on Sundays, and she wasn't available today, so. she might call. Okay, let me just put this piece down that I have already cut. And I chose her. So I'm not going right up to the bend, I'm going to this bend. That's why I put this paper on. And it was a good match for both sides. Just see if I can pull this down a little bit. Should still be wet enough. Nope. Dang. There we go. The stitching's going to cover that up. Yeah, I think this might not be cut right, but that's okay. You can always trim it up a little bit too. You'd never notice that if it was trimmed up a little bit. So now I'm going to put my other side on the back side. And don't worry about this being a little bit hanging over. You want that. So it will hang over a little bit. But that's what you want, especially if you're not going to stitch it. I'm so pleased with everybody's wonderful comments. It just really warms my heart. And it's wonderful. This file folder is really sucking up the glue. But it's not a very expensive file folder. It's got a lot of paper in it. Whereas some file folders have not a glossy finish, but it's, yeah. And the other thing the pressing will do is, see how it's kind of warping the paper a little bit? Once the glue dries and you press it, the warping will go away, even if you don't stitch it. So I just want to go up to that edge there. Isn't it gorgeous paper? Oh my goodness. And I've never worked with Asian or Japanese, so I'm really having a wonderful time with it. It's beautiful. And I do have some Japanese papers I'll be adding to it as well. But I highly recommend this kit just as much as I recommended the other one, which was the spring collection. It was the floral collection. I know many of my subscribers did purchase that kit. I've seen them using it, so it's been wonderful to see people using the kits and purchasing them. We do have a great design team, a super design team, and I'll leave all of their information in the link below. Okay, let me just get the other side, which I chose her. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my goodness. And I do have a name picked out for this already. It's going to be called Madam Butterfly. I love that opera. And it's a very famous opera, and I just love it. I love everything about it. So you'll be seeing some butterflies. Within the folio and journal. But it's a wonderful gift to give, I think, and a wonderful thing to have on your desk. I have a very pretty desk in my office / guest room. And, well, it's just a desk in the guest room, but that's where I do my writing. That's where my typewriter is, and I do a lot of writing in there, so this will look gorgeous on there because it's a lot of pinks. So now we have this. I don't know if I got her on very straight. I might have to take this off because, oh no, that's all right. It's okay. I don't mind that tearing. But I didn't get her up to the edge well enough. So let me just do that. I should have folded this over before I put her down. So let me just redo that. It's very sticky. That's why I don't use double-sided tape. There we go. Much better. Yeah, I think I might have cut this wrong because it's the same on the bottom, so I'm going to trim that up. Perfect. Much better. I love the kimonos. They're so delicate. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue under here where I had to tear it off because I didn't put it on straight. And I'm going to straighten up that edge of the file folder because I don't think I cut it straight because it's exactly the same on both sides. You know, the same problem. Let me just get up underneath here as well. Because I didn't do these edges. I pretty much wait until the end to do my edges anyway. There we go. And like I said, don't worry about that being a little bit over. It's fine. It's going to turn out just perfectly fine. And I'm going to straighten this edge out on the bottom. And I'll show you how. And see, now it's not so much of a folded edge as it is like a rounded edge. It gives it more of that effect. I kind of just put some glue under here. And I am using Fabri-Tac, so if I do decide to sew it, which I probably will, it will be fine. Just make sure your edges are down good. This is going to be so pretty. And I am going to have a journal on the inside. It will be a tall, skinny journal, but not real big or bulky. I think it's only going to have 10 pages, 20 sides, front and back. Or maybe it was 12, I don't remember. And that's going to go in the middle when I'm done. Okay, now let me just take this, put it up against this edge here, and straighten this out. And sometimes you'll have to do that, you know, if it doesn't cut right straight right away. So just take your knife or whatever you use to cut and just go along that edge so it's nice and straight. There we go. Yep, that's the problem. It was off. Okay, so now I'm going to do the inside. And I'm doing the same papers for the inside. Both are the same. Okay? And once you get this on, then we trim it. That's why I said don't worry if it's not meeting up exactly right, because sometimes these can be a little bit longer once you glue them on. So we'll see what happens. Okay, let me glue one side on first. And I'm just going to go around the edge because, like I said, I'm going to be sewing it. And I'll use my bigger bottle of Fabri-Tac so it doesn't take all day. So I'm just going to do the, oh, wrong one. That's my full one. This one is almost empty. So I always glue, well, I try to anyway, especially now, is that way I can get it on right. I'm not worried about the bottom. There's a pocket going there. There's a pocket going down the bottom. Let me just make sure that this is pushed in enough to that edge. And it is. So now I'll just lift this up because I know that everything's straight, and I can just glue it this way. And I know that everything will be okay. I won't have to re-lift it up again. There we go. Perfect. So there's one side. And now the other side. And see how I didn't go right up against that fold, because we need that fold to be able to fold. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. So for this side, I'm going to go right up against that edge. Right there. That was my plan anyway. And I'm making sure my top is even because, like I said, there's going to be a pocket across the bottom. And I knew that these were shorter. I don't know why, but when I cut them, they were shorter than the others. So So again, I'm just going to glue up here. I hope I'm in frame. Make sure that's going right across the top and meeting with the other one on top, which it is. And I'm just going to push it towards the center. There. So I made sure, trying to make sure that this is where it's supposed to be. Which is there. You might have to wiggle it a little bit. That's why I only did the top first. There we go. Perfect. And like I said, you can always trim it up. That's why I left it long. Okay, now lift it up. And down we go. I wish I could sew it. Well, no, because I do have to wait for the glue to dry. There is an awful lot of glue and I do have to press it, so. I was going to say I wish I could bring it to my sewing machine and come right back, but I have to wait for it to dry. That's a lot of Fabri-Tac. And I have my window open. There we go. Now I'm not going to cut that off because I'm putting pockets there. And what I did was I took the same paper and all I did was cut it, and I'm going to match it with this flower here. Can you see that? It's like an invisible pocket. But I'm not going to glue it. I'm only going to glue the two sides and the bottom. But see, as soon as you put it on, it's like it's invisible. But there's a reason for the pocket, so that's where some of the stationery is going to go. But I don't have all the stationery cut yet, so I wouldn't put it in now anyway. So I'm just going to glue here and across here. And here. It doesn't look like much right now, but it will, I promise. So do come back so you can see the next step, which will be very simple. Match that up good, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a press so I can get that stationery in there. There. See, now you can't even really tell that there's a pocket there. See? Right right there. And looking at 80 pages and trying to figure out which pages to use was so difficult. That's upside down. It was so difficult to choose because every page was absolutely gorgeous. Just want to make sure these flowers line up. There we go. So I'm going to glue across the bottom first. There we go. I made something similar before, but I don't think I made it on camera. No, I know I didn't make it on camera. It was a Christmas gift, and she loved it, but it wasn't Christmassy. And it was a little bit different than this one. Just pulling this over so that the flower matches really good. There we go. And there we go. And don't worry about this because you won't see it when we're done. Something's going to go there. Okay, so now we have so far, and it's nice because it's not, you know, completely square. It's like rounded. I'm going to even round it even more. There we go. And there we go. So I'm going to now just clip it so it stays more like a rounded, more of a rounded spine. So I'm going to clip it there. And I'm going to clip it here. And I guess I'll probably clip it. I'm going to clip it here and here as well, just so that I can keep that. I can kind of push that in a little bit to make it a little bit more rounded. I just think it will look better and less like a folder. You know, I don't really want a folder. So that's why I put this on. And I didn't glue it down real tight. So now I'll put these on, and then I'm going to push on just a little bit and get it to be rounded. Oops, that's not. Let me just make sure that these are straight. There we go. Just make sure your ends are straight. Like this, the top and the bottom. And I'll put one about here. I'm going to move this one over here. And now I'm just going to kind of make this so it's a little bit rounded. Just pull it out and push it down a little bit. Okay. And it will form like a more of a rounded. Just kind of press that down a little bit. like so. See how I'm pressing it down here and here? That's primarily where I need it to be round. Well, not round, but not so folded. So I'm just kind of pushing that crease a little bit. There. And now I'll just leave it, and I will take care of the rest in the morning. I'm going to take these off. Might be able to round it a little easier. There we go. That's better. Much better, much easier. So just kind of stick your hand up in there and round it. Because eventually a grommet is going to go here and here to hold in our journal. So I don't want it to be, I want the grommet to sit nice, if that makes sense. There. And it will just look better. I'm going to leave those clips on for now so this stays rounded. And that's it so far. And if you want to follow along, the name of the kit is Japanese, I just said it, Japanese Garden, I think. And it's by Paper Romeo. I'll leave all the information in the link below as to where you can obtain the kit. And like I said, I think it's 80 pages, and it comes with everything. I mean, just so many gorgeous, gorgeous pages. So I'm just going to leave this here so I don't play with it. And I think I might just make sure. Yeah, that's really tight. That's not going anywhere. So in the morning, I will open it up and I'll iron one side and the other, but I won't iron this flat. Okay, so that's it for tonight, and I will see you in the next video. So maybe I will put this up tonight. I'm not sure. It's only 9:30, so maybe I will. Okay, everybody, take care. Be safe, be kind, be well, and God bless. Love you all. Bye.